What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Kula podcast. My name is Jacqueline, and this is episode number 51. I'm going to get right into this episode. As you can tell, I'm wearing a New York Knicks hat. Knicks Celtics game last night was, oh my goodness, that was entertaining. Game 1 of round 2, Knicks Celtics. Knicks beat the Pistons in round 1 in 6 games, while the Celtics beat the Magic round 1 in 5 games. Heading into this series, into this matchup, lots of doubts on the Knicks, right? Playing against the reigning champs, playing against a team that has not slowed down one bit this season, playing on a team that has so many weapons, and playing against a team, the Knicks, who have a really bad track record of playing against teams with better records than them, right? We saw that this season. We saw it especially later this year, how they're not able to get it done against the better teams like the Cavs and the Thunder and the Celtics. So this game, there's a lot of doubts. A lot of worries for Knicks fans, right? Playing in Boston, playing at the Garden is a scary place to play as an opposing team, right? So going into the game, the first quarter, Jalen Brunson was quiet, 3 points. He then picked it up a little bit in the second half and then kind of picked it up throughout the game, right? I wasn't worried about that with Brunson. Anthony Towns was playing well as well, but he was in foul trouble. So going into the second half, there was some worries. There were some concerns. There were some fears. The Celtics then took this game in the third quarter pretty much. They're up by 20 points. Nothing was slowing them down at all, except one thing, which were their three-pointers. So the Boston Celtics love to shoot the three, right? They have guys who can do it. They all can do it, right? They're big men. They're point guards. They're forwards. It doesn't matter. Everyone can shoot the three on that team. However, in this game, the Boston Celtics went 15 for 60 at the three. They missed 45 three-pointers in this game. Okay, these are the reigning champs, right? These are some great three-point shooters, and they went 15 for 60. Okay, and keep this in mind, they were hitting bricks while still being up 20, which shows the kind of team that they are offensively in other ways other than their threes, right? They're able to get the rebounds, they're able to get the putbacks, they're able to get the second chance shots up. So that was just something crazy, a crazy stat line that you wouldn't expect to hear from a team like the Boston Celtics, okay? So anyways, the Celtics are up by 20, and the Knicks look gassed, okay? Brunson looks gassed, Cat looks gassed, OG, Josh Hart, you name it. These guys look tired. But then something clicked. Something clicked in this game, and they locked in. Okay, ending the third quarter, they made a 9-0 run, so they were down by only 11 points to finish out this quarter. So going into the fourth quarter, there's a lot of hope for the Knicks. Even being in Boston, right? Even being at the Garden, even playing against the reigning champs, they had hope. And I'm watching this game, and I'm like, the Knicks can get it done. I see them getting this game done, right? Most people don't think so, but I see them getting it done. And this fourth quarter, man, was so much fun to watch. In the fourth quarter alone, Jalen Brunson scored 11 points. Okay, he locked in. He was hitting threes. He was hitting layups. He was making plays offensively, defensively, everything. And they're able to make a comeback and tie up this game. Okay, Jalen Brunson, man, there's a reason why he was named Clutch Player of the Year. It's because of this moment where he has the ball, crossover, wide open three, bang, to tie it up. This game then went into overtime. Okay, the Knicks, however, did have a chance at taking the lead late in the fourth, but Jalen Brunson missed a layup. It wasn't fully wide open. It wasn't the most clutch thing, considering he was clutch in this game. That wasn't the most clutch moment, but it doesn't take away everything else he did in that fourth quarter, so I'm not going to fault him on that. So the Knicks-Celtics game goes into overtime. So in overtime, Brunson is ice cold. He went 0 for 4, not looking good. But the Celtics were still hitting bricks, right? In the fourth quarter and overtime alone, they went 3 for 18 at the three, right? So they were not able to hit those threes in overtime, and they were still trying. They were still attempting those threes, and they were getting rebounds, right? Drew Holiday was on top of those. They were getting the rebounds, but they still were not putting up enough points, right? This overtime goes in with 100 to 100, and the New York Knicks got the win. And it's not because of Brunson, because he was cold. It wasn't because of Karl-Anthony Towns, but it was because of Mikal Bridges. That man was on a mission in OT He hit a huge three. He made a huge block. And he made the game-winning steal. With just seconds left to go, they're up by 3 points. And the Knicks got the steal. Mr. Mikal Bridges got the steal and ran the clock out. The Knicks got the win. They somehow beat the Boston Celtics in OT at the Garden. What an unreal performance from the entire cast of the New York Knicks, right? Even though Brunson is clutch and he made those clutch plays in the fourth quarter, he was not clutch whatsoever in OT. He was not good whatsoever. But the supporting cast was so damn good. So they got it done even when your star player isn't having a good quarter. So that really shows me a lot of this Knicks team. Only 15 for 60 and continuing to shoot that three when it's not working is not making those changes, right? You have great players who can drive in and make a layup, right? You can make a short distance shot as well. Not everything has to be a three-pointer, okay? But they were just continuing, and nothing was working. So the Knicks saw that and took advantage of that and won this game because of that. Something else that needs to be noted is Jason Tatum, right? Jason Tatum, the star of this team, supposedly the best small forward in the NBA. Though he scored 23 points, he had a bad game. He went 4 for 15 at the three, 7 for 23 at the fields, but 4 for 15 at the three, right? How does no one say, hey man, stop shooting the three? You're 4 for 15, right? 7 for 23 is not a good look in the first game of round 2. Listen, is Tatum overrated? I wouldn't say he's overrated. Is he highly disrespected in the NBA? Yes, I think he still is. However, you're trying to make a name for yourself as being one of the best players in the NBA, the new face of the league. The face of the leagues don't go 4 for 15 at the three, man. So just a bad performance by him. And just the fact that the Celtics went 15 for 60 is just absolutely absurd to me. And I'm just still trying to process that, honestly. So amazing win by the Knicks. This is going to be a great series. It's still going to be very tough for the Knicks to be able to win this series because the Celtics are the Celtics for a reason, right? They're the reigning champs for a reason. They're going to be able to bounce back from this game. There's no way they're going to go 15 for 60 again. So it's going to be a great series, and they're going to have to adjust to the way that the Celtics are going to come out next game in Boston as well. Okay, next I want to go to the next game that was on last night, Nuggets versus Thunder. I think that game may have been more entertaining, actually, in the end, more than the Knicks Celtics. So in the Thunder-Nuggets game, Thunder looked good. They're leading this entire game. They're leading by 10 points, mainly for the whole second half. But then the Nuggets lock in the fourth, late in the fourth. Going in, I think, to the 4-minute mark or so, the Nuggets are down by 12 points, and nothing was stopping them. SGA is making all the shots, right? Nuggets are not making theirs. Thunders are making their free throws when needed. They're playing very well. But then the Nuggets lock in, right? Jokic ended this game with 42 points and 22 rebounds. Absolutely absurd. It's like when you look at Jokic scoring 42 points, you say, oh, it's normal, right? Which is just so insane to me because he really is just one of the greatest players we will ever see in the game of basketball. But so the Nuggets lock in and they go on a bit of a run. And they're able to come very close, right? It's like a 3-point game at one point. Okay, everyone's clicking well. Aaron Gordon is playing well. Russell Westbrook is playing well. Remember, Russell Westbrook is playing against his former team, the Thunder, right? They idolize him there, and he's playing very, very, very well. And Jokic locked in. Nuggets start fouling the Thunder because it's very late in the game. 15 seconds to go or so, then 10 seconds, 5 seconds. They're doing everything they can to stop the clock and hope someone misses it. The Nuggets are down by 1 point, and they foul Chet, big man of the Thunder, great player. At one point, he was being compared to Wemby. Foul him while down 1 point. And both teams are out of timeouts as well because been a lot of up and down in this game, right? Very close game. Lots of need for timeouts to reset to game plan. So Chet goes for these free throws, and he misses both of them. And so there's a couple seconds left on the clock, but the Nuggets do not have a chance to call a timeout. So they get the ball out. Brown goes to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook sees Aaron Gordon wide open. Aaron Gordon, 3-pointer, wide open. Bang. It is good. Nuggets are up by 2 points with like 2 seconds to go. Okay, that arena is silent. It is silent. Thunder don't have a timeout. They cannot reset. So they have to throw the ball in right away. Ball's up, Hail Mary at the buzzer, and it's not good. The Nuggets get the win by 2 points. What an unreal ending. What an unreal ending. No one had this on their bingo card going into the fourth quarter, going into the last 4 minutes. There was no way the Nuggets were going to win this game, and it's Aaron Gordon who got the game-winning shot. And remember, just about a week or so ago, he had the game-winning dunk. He had the game-winning dunk at the buzzer against the Clippers in the first round. So Gordon has got to be MVP for the Nuggets in this playoff so far, because he is hitting those shots when it matters the most. So Nuggets got it done. What an unreal ending. What a night of basketball. Possibly the greatest night of basketball that I have ever seen. Back-to-back great games. And also during these games were the Toronto Maple Leafs. They played last night in Toronto, Game 1, Round 2 against the reigning champs, the Florida Panthers. It's really hard to watch all these games at the same time, so I'm watching basketball and I'm watching hockey, and I'm going back to basketball, I'm going back to hockey. It's very difficult, but the Leafs got the job done, right? They're up by 4-1 early in this game. They looked good, but then there was a bad injury that happened in this game that I do want to talk about. So Leafs starting goalie Anthony Stolarz suffered a blow to the head by Sam Bennet's elbow. He seemed off a little bit afterwards, but nothing serious. It didn't seem like anything too serious. But then he went to the bench and started puking on the bench. And after suffering a blow to the head and vomiting after, that is a very, very scary thing to see. It's something that's very serious that sports does not take lightly at all. So Stolarz actually had to leave the game on a stretcher and go to the hospital. There has not been any updates yet as of today on what's going on with him and what his condition's like. And now watching that playback, there's a lot of back and forth talk now on social media about if that was a dirty play and if Bennett should be suspended. And watching that play, there's no reason for Bennett to put his elbow out like that. He was in a position to get the puck, but he pretty much lets that position go to put his elbow at the goalie. Watching it, I don't know if he necessarily did it to hurt him like that, but I do think that it was a dirty play to put your elbow out like that. You know what you're doing, right? These guys are strategic. Bennett is not new to things like that. And he's also playing against his former teammate. Stolarz was the backup goalie for the Panthers prior. So this was a bad look on the Panthers, right? The Panthers are a dirty team, right? There was a lot of moments. There's even a moment last night where Tkachuk goes at Marner's knee. Marner thankfully dodged it, but pretty much tried to take Marner's knee out of that game. Not a good look. This is not what we want to see, right? We want to see physical hockey. We want to see good hockey, but we don't want to see dirty hockey where Stolarz has to leave the game ill and on a stretcher because of a dirty play. Bad luck. I know he's not being suspended, but I really think that they should relook at the footage, and I think that he should be suspended for 1 game, because that is not something you want to see in hockey whatsoever. Not a good look at all. But the good part of this game is that the Leafs got the win. William Nylander, boy oh boy is he having a series, man. He scored 2 goals once again, back-to-back games. 2 goals for this man. The whole team's looking great. Nice is looking great. Morgan Riley scored a goal. I believe he has the most points in Maple Leafs defenseman history or so, or it's goals. I can't remember what the stat is now. But Leafs are looking good. They're looking really good against the reigning champs. I'm very excited for the series. I think it'll go to 7 games. I really do. I don't see a Leafs sweep, unfortunately. I see it going to 7 games. And I think it's going to be a very exciting round 2. And listen, the Leafs are the best that they've looked in several years. I think it's the best that they've looked in my lifetime. I'm born in 2001. I think it's the best that they've looked in my entire life. So I see them being able to get it done. And listen, I think they can make it to the conference finals. And I think they can make it to the finals. And I think they can win the Stanley Cup. I do. I actually have faith in them this year. I never do. I always say they're not going to win it. But this year's different. I think the Leafs are going to get it done this year. All right, now I want to move a little bit back into basketball. Prior to the second round, the Nuggets had to get to the second round somehow, and that's because they beat the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 7. It was an amazing series the entire time. Clippers Nuggets was a great first round. And two guys that were awesome in it were Kawhi Leonard and James Harden of the Clippers. And James Harden, going into the Game 7, I expected a lot from him, right? He's 3 for 4 in Game 7s of his career, right? He's notoriously bad in Game 7s. And that stat stays true because James Harden ended this game with 7 points. Okay, this is Game 7. This is your career. James Harden has never won a ring. He's in his late 30s. He'll definitely go down as a Hall of Famer, but he doesn't have a ring. And this was his chance to get it done, right? The Clippers look really good. Kawhi Leonard looked his best, I think, since 2019 when he won with the Toronto Raptors. James Harden scored 7 points, and he went 2 for 8 at the field. He only took 8 shots in this game and made 2 buckets on those shots. I don't know how you debate someone like Harden with these guys that have won rings, right? There was a big debate going on about a month or so ago about who's better, James Harden or Dwayne Wade. And I said Dwayne Wade. And some people were saying James Harden. And yes, offensively, his stat sheet is better than Wade's. Wade has 3 rings. He got it done by himself while playing with Shaq in Miami in the early 2000s. And then he did it 2 more times with LeBron and Bosh. He has rings. He knows how to show up in games, while Harden is notoriously bad in Game 7s. In 2018, Harden's best season of his entire career, MVP year, lost in Game 7. Then, in 2021 with the Brooklyn Nets, he lost in Game 7 again and went 5 for 17 at the field. Then, 2 years later, while on the Philadelphia 76ers, Harden went 3 for 11 at the field, scoring only 9 points. And now, 2 years after that, while on the Clippers, scored 7 points, going 2 for 8 at the field. So, say what you want about Harden, but he does not show up in Game 7s. He has lost 4 different teams, Game 7s, right? With the Rockets, with the Nets, with the 76ers, and now with the Clippers. That is just going to live with him forever. If he cannot win a ring, that is going to stay a part of his legacy forever. So I don't want to hear him in conversations with guys who have won championships ever again. Right, that is going to do it on today's episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And if you enjoyed, please give this episode a like and subscribe to the channel. So much exciting basketball is coming up soon. Tonight is the Wolves-Warriors game. I am so excited to see this matchup. Stephen Curry and Anthony Edwards playing on the same court is just every basketball fan's dream to watch. I'm so excited to watch. It's the future of the game, and it's Curry who created a generation of basketball who will probably be retiring in the next couple of years or so. So this is just one of those games that I'm so excited to watch. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.